All right, welcome. We are about to go on a journey together, a step-by-step guide to reclaiming your focus. And look, this isn't just about ticking more boxes on your to-do list. This is about engineering that state of flow. That incredible zone of peak performance where you feel and you work at your absolute best. So let's dive right in. We have all been there, right? The day ends and that heavy feeling settles in, that sting of disappointment for what you didn't get done. You start the morning with these amazing intentions, but somehow the hours just evaporate into a haze of distraction. I want you to know that feeling isn't a personal failure. It's not you being lazy. It's a sign that you're in the middle of a universal battle for focus in our crazy modern world. So if the problem isn't you, then what is it? Well, the reality is our attention is under constant siege every single day. But here's the good news. This is a problem we can absolutely solve once we understand the science behind it. To really see how all these pieces fit together, we're going to use a simple metaphor. Think of it like this. We're building a pyramid of peak performance. And like any good pyramid, we have to start at the bottom. We need a rock-solid foundation, because if you get this first layer right, everything else you build on top of it becomes so much stronger. So what is this all-important foundation made of? It really boils down to two core skills: self-discipline and mindfulness. It's a simple truth. To master the world outside of you, you first have to master the world inside of you. Let's kick things off with self-discipline. So many of us believe it's this fixed trait, you're either born with it or you're not. But the research is crystal clear. That is a complete myth. Self-discipline is a skill. Seriously, think of it like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And it's the real engine that's going to power you toward any long-term goal. Now, the second part of our foundation is mindfulness. And there's a really common point of confusion I want to clear up. People use mindfulness and meditation like they're the same thing, but they're not. Think of it this way. Mindfulness is the state you're trying to achieve, being present and aware. Meditation is the training. It's the mental workout you do, like reps in a gym, to get better at being mindful in your actual day-to-day life. And you can start this training literally right now with a super simple breathing exercise. Just find a comfortable spot, sit up straight, and focus on your breath. Now, here's the key. Your mind will wander. That's a guarantee. The goal isn't to have a perfectly empty mind. The goal is to notice when your focus drifts and then gently, without judgment, guide it back. Every single time you do that, it's one more rep for your attention muscle. Okay, with that solid foundation in place, we can now move up and add the next layer to our pyramid, our energy source. You see, to tackle really hard challenges, we need powerful, sustainable motivation. And, as it turns out, not all motivation is created equal. Most of us, most of the time, are running on extrinsic motivation. That's rewards that come from the outside. Think of it like a fossil fuel. Yeah, it works, it gives you a boost, but it's temporary and it eventually runs out, leaving you drained. Intrinsic motivation, on the other hand, that comes from within. That's like fusion energy. It's self-sustaining, it's incredibly powerful, and it makes the work itself feel like the reward. So how do we tap into this fusion energy? Well, it comes from 5 core intrinsic motivators. These are deep psychological drivers that are basically hardwired into every single one of us. The goal isn't to find some perfect job that has all 5. The goal is to learn how to consciously dial them up in the work you're already doing. So let's break them down really quick. You've got curiosity, that's just the itch to learn something new. Mastery, that's the deep satisfaction you get from improving a skill. Autonomy is our need to be in the driver's seat of our own lives. Purpose is about feeling like you're contributing to something bigger than yourself. And then there's autotelicity, which is my personal favorite. It's finding joy in the activity itself, just for the love of doing it. All right, we've got our foundation, we've got our fuel. Now it's time to actually apply that energy. The next layer of our pyramid is where we create real, tangible value. And this is all about deep work. So often, our days get eaten alive by what we call shallow work. Answering emails, sitting in meetings, all those little logistical tasks. It feels productive, but it doesn't actually create much new value. Deep work is the complete opposite. It's the stuff that demands intense, unbroken concentration. It's how you solve the hard problems, learn difficult new skills, and produce your absolute best, most valuable work. So how do you tell the difference in your own day? It's easy. Just ask yourself this one simple question for any task on your list. Does this require my full, focused attention to do it well? If the answer is yes, congratulations, that's your deep work. Your job is to protect time for it like a fortress.
We've done it. We've climbed all the way to the top of our pyramid. This is where the foundation, the fuel, and the focus all come together to unlock an optimal state of consciousness known as flow.
The term flow actually comes from the pioneer of this research, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. When he was interviewing artists, athletes, and scientists about their peak experiences, they all kept describing the feeling the same way, like being carried effortlessly by a current of water. It's that state of total absorption where time just melts away and the action feels, well, fluid. It is the absolute pinnacle of performance. Now, here's the most powerful thing about flow. It's not some mystical state that you just stumble into by pure luck. You can actually engineer it. You just need 3 conditions. First, you need clear goals, so you know exactly what you're doing. Second, you need immediate feedback, so you can tell how you're doing in real time. And third, and this one's crucial, you need the perfect balance between the challenge of the task and your current skill level. And that balance is absolutely everything. Just think about it, right? If a task is way too hard, way beyond your current abilities, it just creates crippling anxiety. But if a task is too easy, you get bored out of your mind. Flow lives in that perfect, beautiful channel right between boredom and anxiety. It's where a high challenge is met with your high skill. So, our journey up the pyramid is complete. We started with the foundation of discipline and mindfulness, we added the fuel of intrinsic motivation, and we learned to apply it all through deep work. It all leads to this. The ability to consistently enter a state of flow is the ultimate performance enhancer. It's a real-life superpower. So the only question left to ask yourself is this: what could you truly achieve if finding your flow became a regular part of your life?